Hi, we have been working with complexities and we need a little review on them. So let's talk about them today. Anytime that you're going to write a high school or a college essay, often the prompt is going to revolve around complexities. On the AP Literature exam, you can be assured that the prompt is going to either ask you to explain how the author used literary devices to convey the theme of the text, or how literary devices were used to convey complexities within the text. So what is a complexity? A complexity is something that has more than one side. If there's only one side to an issue, if a person is mean, always mean, never anything but mean, that's not complex. Complexity would come in if a person is mean but then spectacularly generous and kind. There's a complexity in there involved. So usually questions regarding complexities revolve around, can you explain how the author used literary device to convey a complex perspective, a complex viewpoint, or a complex setting, or a complex relationship? Anytime you're looking for a complexity, you need to find something that involves more than one thing going on at the same time. Something that just didn't quite fit. I think that this is a simple way to figure it out. I like to use something called total body response. And total body response means that you use your body to make hand signals so that you can remember things. So what I like to do is put out my hand and say, this is true, yet this is also true. So you put out your hand and you do that with me. Ready? This is true, yet this is also true. Let's do it again, looking at the words. Ready? This is true, yet this is also true. We read Beowulf this year. Let's think about King Hrothgar. Let's say that we needed to find a complexity about King Hrothgar. So what we would do is we would write down King Hrothgar and we would start listing everything that we knew about King Hrothgar. And what we would probably remember is that King Hrothgar was the king of Denmark, and a terrorist, Grendel, came along, and Grendel decimated Denmark for many years. King Hrothgar sat on his throne and wept. He couldn't figure out what to do about it. And so the terrorist just kept doing it, and King Hrothgar just sat idly by while it happened. In fact, King Hrothgar even allowed his own army to defect, to just leave. So what do we know about King Hrothgar? What is true? Well, he was a terrible military leader. But what else do we know about King Hrothgar? Well, he was a very excellent king because he eventually saved his people. And the way he saved it, not everyone can do. He was a king who was willing to set aside his own ego and let another man, Beowulf, come in and do the military job that he was unable to do. It takes a great king to set aside his ego and say, I can't handle this. I can't save my people, but I'm going to step aside and let this guy do it for us. So let's say that about King Hrothgar. This is true, yet this is also true. Let's try it. This is true, yet this is also true. King Hrothgar was a terrible military leader, yet he was a great king because he was able to set aside his ego and let another man do the job he was unable to do. Let's think about Beowulf. What do we know about Beowulf? What's true about him? Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Beowulf is an epic hero. But did he always act epic hero-y? Not all the time. What did he do in the battle with Grendel's mother? Well, today he would have violated the Geneva Convention and their rules on war crimes because he desecrated the war dead, desecrated Grendel's body. But he did that when he was breaking the laws of his own generation, which was the Mosaic Code that says an eye for an eye. The Mosaic Code's eye for an eye law limited the amount of revenge a person could get. And as you remember, Grendel's mother was allowed to go and take one death to get payback for the death of her son. And yet, Beowulf went and killed her anyway. So what do we know is true about Beowulf? Beowulf is a great epic hero. Yet, at times, he didn't meet the standard of an epic hero. So let's try it again. What do we know is true about Beowulf? Beowulf was an epic hero, a great epic hero. Yet, there were times when he didn't live up to the standards of an epic hero. Let's think about our story that we read recently, Two Kinds by Amy Tan. Let's think about Jing-Mei and Jing-Mei's mother. Was Jing-Mei's mother a child abuser? She wasn't a child abuser. She wanted the best for her child. We know that's true. She wanted the best. Yet what happened as a result of her trying to do her best as a mother to make her daughter be the best? Well, instead of her daughter becoming the best and benefiting from her mother's efforts, the child was damaged, emotionally damaged. So let's say this is true, yet this is also true. Jing-Mei's mother wanted the best for her daughter, yet her best efforts ended up damaging Jing-Mei. That's a complex thing. That's a thing with two sides. Something's true, yet the opposite is also true. You want the best, yet trying to get the best does damage. What about Jing-Mei? What did she want? She wanted her mother to adore her. She wanted her mother to love her unconditionally and to praise her. But did she do anything to make that happen? Well, she did the reverse. She rebelled against her mother and made herself very, very difficult to love. This is true, yet this is also true. Jing-Mei wanted her mother's approval, yet she rebelled against her mother and made it impossible for her mother to be able to give her that approval. Right now, as we're studying the book Thief, I want to encourage you to start looking at our characters. Look at Rosa and Hans, Liesel, Rudy, and Max, and begin to think, are they one-sided people? Or are there some oddities going on with them? Are there some things that are true about them, yet nearly the opposite is also true about them? Start thinking about that, and by the end of the week, we should be ready to start discovering and writing out some complexities about our characters. See you next time.